Hey everyone, this is Rem Fox with Food Science 475 under Dr. Joyner at U of I WSU. This is my personal improvement project, the optimization of my time usage on a daily basis, trying to increase my efficiency throughout the day and understanding how I can kind of plan myself out so that um, I'm utilizing as much time as I can every single day. So we'll jump into what my measure phase looked like and what kind of results I got out of it. Uh, what my goal was using a daily log. I'll track my time spent performing each of my daily tasks and report where I'm losing time and why I'm losing that time throughout my day. Originally, this phase was going to look like me getting up, writing down a list of things that I had to do, how long it was going to take me to do each of those things, and then writing what time of the day I was going to do them. And then at the end of the day, I was going to sit down and go over that and write that amount of time it actually took me to do them and write when I actually did them during the day. So if I did it from 2:15 to 3 o'clock, but it was supposed to happen between 12 and 12:30, why did it take longer and why did it happen later in the day, basically? So um, I found out a couple things. First off, I started off with a list every day of about 20 to 25 things that I would have to get done, and that was a lot. And most of the time, I ended up not getting about 5 or 10 of them done, and I ended up adding about 3 or 4 different things to that list. So it got out of hand really quick. So I shrunk this down to just going off of the amount of time that I spend every day on certain activities. So I'll give you a breakdown here. So after 32 days of observation from September 5th to October 6th, this is kind of the breakdown of the hours that I have. So you can see on the left, Sigma Chi is my fraternity. So locally, I'm our vice president at U of I, and then I have a position internationally as well. With IFC, I'm on our interfraternity council, so that takes up some time. I'm doing a sustainability project with the U of I Sustainability Center that's taken up some time as well. And then with Ecolab, they were my employer over the summer, and they're hiring me on after I graduate. So I have a couple things I've had to get done for those guys already this semester. So on the other side of this, we get into the school, the kind of school aspect, and here's a couple important things that I'd like to note. The difference between extracurricular and school activities, as you can see, there's a lot of extracurricular hours that are over there as opposed to the school ones. A lot of times I find myself spending a lot more time than I should be on extracurricular activities. So that's the first problem. Low numbers for some categories in school and extracurricular areas. I'd like to be putting more time into the sustainability project and Ecolab than I am on the extracurricular side and on the school side. Food Science 460 is becoming really, really important. And so is Food Science 475. I've been terrible with keeping up with the online class, to be honest. So those are some things I got to work on. Peaks though in the studying or in the school time tend to be in the lab periods. So I'm taking a ton of time to put together my food microbiology labs and my food chemistry lab notebooks. So yeah, those are just a couple of things that I've noticed, and hopefully I'm going to change here. But we'll do a little bit more analysis of what's going on. So over the 32 days, I tracked how many hours I studied for each day. And so it averages about 8.73 hours a day where I'm actually I like working on things. So available hours, I went with 16 hours a day as available because I sleep for 8 hours, like pretty much hell or high water. I sleep for 8 hours a night. I don't care what anyone has to say about it. I don't function very well without good sleep. So I sleep 8 hours a day, so I counted that out. So we're left with 480 available hours. The hours that I used were 279.5, and the hours that I counted as where I was awake but unavailable for like usage was 90 hours. And 2 of those hours are just me getting up, taking a shower, brushing my teeth, and eating throughout the day. And then the other extra hour is me going to the gym. And then so when you add the used hours and unavailable hours together, subtract them from the available hours, you get the unutilized time. So I had 110.5 hours that I didn't use effectively um, throughout my days. But you can see my average is kind of high. I had one point down here around day 18, 19, and my family, that was a Friday, Saturday, my family was in town, and so I got a casual 2 hours and like 1 hour those days. But other than that, averaging 8.73 hours of actual like work, I don't think it's too bad out of a 16-hour day. But it's definitely not getting the job done right now. So I'm going to have to figure something out. So where's the time going? Why is it so hard to take advantage of? And what limitations do I have? So I did one of these little fish diagrams. But basically, after about day 2, I already knew what was the problem. Distractions are the biggest thing. I looked at my phone and computer, and I have BB Learn open, or I have an online textbook open, or I'm doing an assignment online, and my computer or my phone will tell me every time something happens on a Facebook page or I get an email, and I might actually have too many things going on. I get a lot of emails. Like this weekend, I had like 77. So I had way too much going on, to be honest, and I got to find a way to squeeze this into a more effective week. So my efficiencies throughout the day has also become a problem. I seem to slow down after days of hard work where I've been in the lab, like a long lab period, or I maybe didn't get as good a sleep as I should have. And I think I just need to follow a more strict schedule. So let me take you over here. And if you remember from my original define phase, I showed you guys this. And this is my unaltered define phase. Like, this is what my schedule is pretty much. So I have it planned out what times of the week I'm gonna work on different things for school and everything. But this isn't really that specific. And so what I want to do is I have some of these, like my IFC and my vice president stuff, that kind of flushes in here at the top of the day, and I find myself kind of getting distracted with it sometimes earlier than I should be. So I really don't want to be focusing on this stuff unless I have to early in the day, and I want to try and crunch as much of this yellow study space as I possibly can up into the earlier parts of the day where I'm a little bit more effective. I can get up, get a couple assignments done. I can get up, go to class, come back and work on something. And I don't have this kind of dilly-dallying around here. So I've looked into a couple different things to see what I think will work. I think I'm going to remove going to the gym 2 days a week from Tuesday and Thursday. I'm going to push IFC and ProConsul stuff out of there. And then I'm going to start scheduling in specific assignments, because I have weekly assignments for a lot of these classes, 2 lab reports every week for food micro, 1 lab report every week for food chemistry. And if I can just schedule those out sometime throughout this week, I think that's going to be a lot more effective. So I'm going to switch this around. It's going to be in my my written presentation, my written proposal that I submit, but that's what the goal is to move all the extracurriculars to as far on the outside of this week as possible, so that they're getting crammed into the weekends and they're not getting crammed into my week when I'm trying to study and learn, because I need to be more focused on school. So with that, any questions you guys have, I'd appreciate your comments on the Facebook page, and I will try and address those in my paper. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and I look forward to see the rest of yours. Thank you. Have a good one.